Hi, I'm now inside the opening of the spring show, and I'm with one of the artists here. His English name is Zomas, and Chinese name is?
Yu
Yu-Wen.
大家好。
So these are Zomas's paintings behind me, and I was asking, where are you from?
台中
You're from Taichung, okay. And did you study art?
design， 我是
Design
设计出身的。
Okay, so he studied design. And it's a very kind of graffiti look, this work here.
直接用中文论述嘛？
Yep.
哦，其实这一章我讲述的是一个环境上的，比如说全球暖化这样的主题叫做 Barbecue Every Day， 因为我觉得说目前呢全球处于一个像是被烧烤的状态，然后我觉得说，这个是为什么？主要的驱使是因为利益，所以说我以这有一个具象化的利益存在，它背景中有很多的金钱，然后它也掌握着自然，同时也毁灭着自然，让它整个地球处于一个燃烧的状态。这里面有非常多细节，比如说这有 tree 跟 nature， 这些都是化掉的。为什么呢？因为我觉得说，在他们的眼中，这些都是不必要的存在。可是这也导致我们全球暖化的急剧的更严重，这样。然后这边有很多的就是挖土机或是一些破坏那种生态的存在，然后把它用一个比较像怪物的存在去表现出来，也反映说，其实，在利益的驱使下，有很多的就是鹰犬的感觉，会为他们做事这样。
Okay, so this painting here, Zomas was saying he's got the factory, tree no, tree no, and almost like the earth is burning. So it's kind of like, it looks like graffiti, but it's got a message about what we need to do. We've got a lot of dollar signs up here, money, 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 money. And it's talking about we need a balance of taking care of the earth and making some money, but not at the sake of destroying the earth. It's quite interesting. Have a look. Okay, Zomas has a small studio that we'd love to come see. So maybe you'll be seeing another episode with his studio. If not, whenever you have a show, whenever you're showing some of your work, we'd like to see it. Thank you so much for your time.
谢谢。
Thank you. And let's go find some other artists.
然后我用上色的方式，让那些基底，让那些痕迹有一种线性，或者说让它显影的方式，让它。
So we are here to see our friend Arthur, who's having yet another show. We've been to your Dadong Cultural Center, we've been to your Kaiser Art Gallery show, we've seen your studio, and now we're here at Fun Year Gallery for the spring show. Arthur, you've been busy. I know you paint fast, but we've been to 3 shows in, I think, 3 months. Anyway, it is his opening. He's got people to talk to, but we just want to say congratulations, and we love your work, and we'll see you at the next show. Okay? Let's go talk to some other artists. Okay, I am back now with Yu-Wen, and your English name is Chowder? Now, we have seen your work before. We saw your work at Islands Art Gallery. I think it was something like this piece. And we also saw her work beside Arthur at the Dadong Cultural Center for the Youth Voices show. Now, I'm going to ask questions in English, and then we'll do a translation. So, Chowder is your English name. Chowder, where are you from?
I come from Kaohsiung.
Kaohsiung, in the south of Taiwan.
Yes.
Okay. And did you go to Donghai University?
Yes.
So Arthur is your classmate?
Yes.
Okay. So these are some pieces here at the Youth Voices. She had a red stool with some tile. I'll put a picture up of that. And this is also your piece at the end here. So this is a big painting at the end of the hall. And I'm wondering, what is this about? Can you tell us about this painting?
这幅画的灵感是来自就是我的童年，然后是来自因为我小时候是阿嬷养大的，然后所以我们就是场景是在一个比较老式的，就是像我们传统会看到瓷砖还有细石子的墙壁，然后这个是我们在清明节的时候会折的纸钱，这个是给就是祖先的，就是我们会最后会把它烧掉，对，然后这个就是在进行一个就是我小时候会在家里做的一个传统信仰会有的行为，对，大概是这样。
So she was saying that this is the floor from her grandmother's house, and this is the burning for remembering the ancestors. And in Taiwanese culture, children have a third eye, so kind of like they're still naive and innocent, and they can see things that adults can't see. So these are her past relatives and ancestors behind her. Now, the painting that we saw at the Dadong Cultural Center also had this tile floor, and there's another one at the end of the hall that we're going to go look at now. So this is the other painting we were talking about, and if you've been to Taiwan, you know we've got the classic flip-flops here and the classic stone floor and more tiles. Now this is you in the painting? Yes, and the other one as well. Now this is the opening. It's Sunday, June 18th. We're at the opening of the spring show here at A Fun Year Art Gallery. And Chowder, thank you so much for your time. We want to see more of your work, so next time you have a show, we'll come see you, okay? Thank you. Let's go find another artist.
红色的这个玛丽莲梦露，它跑去了一个无人岛，然后跟
Okay, we are now here with Xin-Ying. He is the artist of the painting behind me. Xin-Ying, thank you. Welcome to the show. Where are you from?
I'm from Taiwan, Wan-Ning.
Oh, okay. And what school did you go to?
I study in Taipei National University of Art,
Okay.
TNUA.
Okay. So you studied art, and did you just graduate?
Now I graduated 6 years ago.
6 years
Yes.
ago. Okay. Is this your first show here at Fun Year Art Gallery?
Yes.
Yes.
The first show in
It's
Feng-Xiang.
a great space. Now this painting behind me here, we came on Friday, and I quite like this one. Can you tell us something about it?
Yes.
Is this clothing?
Yes, it's clothing on the Monlu's
Okay.
body.
Okay.
And the clothes hides her eyes.
Okay.
So she don't know where to go.
Okay.
And lose in the jungle.
She lost her way. And are you painting with acrylic or is it oil paint?
Acrylic.
Acrylic paint.
Acrylic in my work.
Okay. And are you painting? Is it on wood or it's
No,
canvas?
No, canvas.
Oh, it's canvas. Wow. Because it looks very flat, like wood.
Yes, because I use the varnish.
Oh,
Varnish.
the varnish
Yes,
to
yes.
put a finish on it.
The finish.
Okay, so your English name is Danny,
Yes.
but he rarely uses that. Danny has this painting here, and this is another one beside us. This is also clothing.
Yes, it's a clothing mountain.
Okay.
Yes.
And the parrot
Yes.
has a bikini top.
Yeah, it's stolen Monlu's clothes.
Oh, okay. They stealing the clothes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's a thief.
Okay, it's a thief parrot.
Okay.
Now he's got a few others across the way. Let's walk over and see those. Okay, so we've got the parrot again, and I got the translation. This is Marilyn Monroe, so it was Marilyn Monroe in the other paintings as well, and it's influenced by Andy Warhol's
Yes.
painting of Marilyn Monroe.
Yes.
Okay, so she's getting her clothing stolen again from the parrot?
Yes. So she hide in the jungle and she use some tools.
The net?
Want
Yes.
to catch it.
The parrot.
Yes.
Okay. And then this one behind us, is this Marilyn Monroe again?
Yes.
Okay. And now she's pretending to be a parrot?
Yes.
So she has
wear a parrot.
So she's
parrot
got a
box.
little mask on and she's looking for the parrot to get her clothes back. Okay, let's see. The star of the show is the last painting. Now behind me, we know this painting. This is where Andrew and I, the director of the gallery, had a little interview on Friday. Now, Danny, is this Marilyn Monroe again?
Yes.
Okay, and what is the interest in Marilyn Monroe?
I like the color, the pop art color, pink,
Okay.
yellow, and blue.
Okay,
Yes.
so it's very kind of bright.
Yes, I like bright colors in her body.
Okay, and you like Marilyn Monroe as well?
Yes, I love her true story
Right.
because she's beauty, but
Right.
she died quickly.
Yes,
It's
she died too soon.
Yes, it's a beautiful but also a tragedy story.
Right. And how did you come up with being in the jungle?
And she traveled to the jungle without people.
Oh,
so
okay.
She can come down to think about her life.
Her life.
Yes.
Okay, so it's a little bit. So she's got cucumber on her eye and a face mask.
She's
Taking a bubble bath. It's very interesting. And again, we are here at the opening, so I want to thank you for your time. It's wonderful. And anytime that you have another show or something, we're in contact on Instagram. You let us know.
Okay, thank you, Michael.
Let's go find the next artist. Now I'm here with Tsai Wan-Ning, and she is the artist of these fabric-inspired paintings that we saw on Friday. And thank you so much for your time. Where are you from?
I'm from Taichung, but I'm born in Wan-Ning actually.
Oh, okay. And what school did you go to?
Right now I'm in Tsinghua University.
Okay.
And I'm going to graduate from master.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are you studying art? Yeah. Okay. Now, I saw these paintings on Friday, and if you know me, you know I'm interested in fabric. So I was quite interested in the movement and the texture. So can you tell us about this?
I use a lot of mattress built high and to形容那个 when I feel anxious.
Okay.
Yes, and this charcoal, I think is a kind of my 内在投射。
Okay.
当我感到压力的时候 and I use fairy tale pea princess.
Okay.
And in the fairy tale, there is a lot of mattress built high, and the princess lay on it.
Okay.
And this is I use that's fairy tale 去当做是原型的概念，然后诠释我的作品。
So the main inspiration is the fairy tale Princess P, and she had a bunch of mattresses that she was sleeping on, and if you're a true princess you would feel the P, and then these pieces here are kind of like something pressure that's happening with the mattresses. So it's kind of like a pressure, some sort of trauma or issue that she is feeling, right? Now this one here I love because it's so realistic, of like a classic Taiwanese bedspread, and this side of the bed is someone's been lying on it, and this side is empty. Yes. Is there a story behind that?
That is because I feel lonely sometimes.
Right.
And when I sleeping, I feel very scared and lonely. And that sometimes I just sleep by myself.
So this is showing a simple scene of a bed, and this side of the bed is being slept on, but it also can mean that your world is big and you're feeling small in your world. She has all of this side of the bed that she is not using. So I quite like that. I love the movement in the fabric. I think my favorite is this piece here. Now when you look at it, we were saying it could be like a pile of laundry, or it could be just some blankets on the floor. But then when you look at it, you see the clouds and it's a mountain? Yes. And what's the inspiration behind this?
I think since that pieces, I just want to use the wrinkle
Yes, the wrinkle.
to
Kind of show some
show my,
movement.
yes,
Yes.
show my anxious, show my scare, and show my loneliness.
Okay.
Yes.
And then the cloud is something,
Nowadays, I want to that this look like a mountain.
right?
When we look at mountain, always in the top there's a cloud on it.
Right. Okay. And are you working your way up the mountain? Is it like a challenge?
Yeah, I like
Yes.
that.
I was talking to another artist about sometimes I like to see when people look at my work and they let me know what they think. So that's what I saw. But I quite like the movement, I like the mix of fabric, and I like something that can be blankets, but it also can be a mountain because you've added this cloud. Now another interesting piece is her last piece here. I like the shape of it. Now this is a cushion.
Ranchen. Like a pillow.
Yeah, like a little pillow, yes. And you've got the eye.
And this is I do my own.
Oh, so that's your eye. Okay.
I want to show Sanya's that pieces. Sanya's I'm showing my loneliness, and when I alone, I will take a rest on this.
Okay.
Yes, and I think the pillow is kind of my partner, and he is
It's comforting you.
yes,
Yes. Yes.
make me feel safe,
Yes.
make me feel rest. Yes.
Okay. And again, I love all the movement here and the way the fabric is wrinkled. It's quite interesting. And again, this is her opening, so we'll let her talk to other people. Thank you so much for your time. And if you ever have another show or you've got some pieces showing somewhere, we'll get connected and we'll come see your new work, okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time. I'm now with Hong-Ting, the artist of these works behind me. Thank you for your time. Congratulations. It's a wonderful show. And where in Taiwan are you from?
Hualien.
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 Lots of earthquakes there.
Yes.
Yes, yes. And what school do you go to?
University of Taipei.
University of Taipei. And you're studying art?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now these are your pieces behind us here. Do you have a favorite that you'd like to talk about? Like this one here? Okay. Is this a figure? Is it a human figure, this one?
Yes.
Okay. And what is the inspiration behind this? What is this painting about?
This
You can say Chinese.
is like Choujin.
Shoujin.
Choujin.
Okay, so we got the translation. It is a human figure, could be male, could be female. And this here is like a leg cramp, which is representing something, some sort of trauma or issue, or not feeling comfortable in a situation. And it's also you're doing layer upon layer of paint. It's very textured here. Is this many layers of paint? Layer,
Yes.
you're painting on top, and then you've got some sort of texture here. How did you get this kind of rough background?
I use knife
Okay.
and like a guava, like a curvature.
Okay.
And that one, brush my hand.
Okay.
Oh.
And you're just layering on more paint, and then you get to a color that you like, and then you're scratching some off?
Yes.
Okay, you're using the knife again for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And this is acrylic or is it oil paint?
Oil paint.
Yes. I already know the answer because I can smell the linseed oil from it, but I have to ask. Okay, he's got another piece over here that I'm interested to ask about, so let's go have a look. Now this piece here, it looks like it's a tent, but I'm sure it means something more than that. What is the inspiration behind this?
Is about my home
Okay,
or finding a place to stay.
okay. And what makes it your home? It could be something as simple as a tent. Yes, so you're looking for somewhere to feel comfortable. And you were saying it could be something you build yourself. Yes. Okay. So it looks like a simple tent, but it's meaning something more than that. So you're searching for somewhere to feel comfortable and at home.
Yes.
Okay. You got that? It's more than just a tent. Okay, again, it's his opening. He's got some friends behind him. There's a nice little buffet of snacks he wants to get to. So thank you for your time. Whenever you have a show or something, we'll get in contact. We'll come see you.
Sure.
Thank you for your time. Okay, I am here with Jesse Hickey at his opening, the spring show at Fun Year Art Gallery. Jesse, thank you for your time.
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
And you're from the States? Where in the States are you from?
I'm from a place called San Luis Obispo.
Okay.
And if you don't know where that is, it's basically dead center between San Francisco and Los Angeles.
Okay.
On the coast, it's kind of like a secret wine country.
Okay.
It's a real pretty place.
Okay, we'll have to check it out.
Yeah, yeah.
And how did you find yourself here in Taiwan?
It's kind of a long story. The spark notes is that I had a friend move to Beijing, and then
Right.
he came back down.
Right,
Or he came back to the States from Beijing,
Right.
and he had learned Chinese.
right,
And myself, I had always like wanted to be bilingual. I felt
Right.
like being an American. There's like an old joke about somebody that speaks one language,
Right.
they're American, whatever.
yeah.
So
Or they speak American.
or they exactly.
right.
It can sometimes be a different language.
I
so-
got that in Mexico when I used to live in Mexico. Usually people from Texas would tell me I speak good American. So you got to be there to know it. But
Yeah, yeah.
And so then you decided to come over to Asia.
Yeah. So, since I started studying Mandarin with that friend, spent a few years. I actually lived in Sichuan for a year.
Okay.
And then I came back to the States and I finished my degree in biology, marine
Okay.
biology.
Oh, okay.
And
So this
so-
is making sense.
Yeah. But I also just studied like a million things,
Right.
like psychology, English literature,
Right.
all these things that people said, art will never make you money.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
and so I just studied everything else.
Right.
And it all leads back to, art.
To the octopus in the end.
It all came back.
So you
full circle.
found yourself in Taiwan,
Mm-hmm.
and were you planning to stay?
I was trying it on for a year.
Right.
So I showed up in August of 2019.
Okay.
And I was thinking about going back up until
The
something
world-
happened.
Yeah, the world ended.
So
Right.
there was a little hitch in that plan. So I
Right.
wound up staying here the next couple of years, and I started to discover that like the cultural, like the art scene around here is like really
Poppin'.
really popping off,
Yeah.
like really huge, because I feel like Taiwan is like an amazing place because it's like a super free country in Asia. It has like it's just super anomalous in
Right.
terms of like the government and things like that.
Right.
And finally, because of COVID and their success with COVID, they wound up getting in the news.
Right.
And ever since then, they've just been like hitting it hard with
Yeah.
like cultural exports. We got
Yeah.
the bubble tea.
Yeah.
We got like some really famous shows on Netflix with like really high production value.
Yeah.
And then the cultural imports, we got like so much like 90s hip hop influence and
Right.
graffiti and like street art.
Yes.
There was like Meeting of Styles hosted here in Taipei recently,
Right.
which is like a big mural festival. If you don't know.
Yes, I know.
And then that's really cool. Like, and I really think that like it's really interesting to be interacting with all these people who like the biggest power in Taiwan has is not military and it's not like economic. It's just how creative and beautiful things our people are creating here is starting to get seen. And
Right.
I think that that's like undervalued as a like power structure in the world, like
Right.
the value of ideas.
Right.
And it's kind of like interesting to be at that what I consider an epicenter of that kind of creativity.
Right. And part of this series is to connect artists.
Yeah.
And I just learned about this gallery because I'm friends with Arthur.
Oh.
And we went to his graduation show, and I said, when you have something, and it's been here 20 years, I've only lived here 2 years, but
Yeah.
we just found it. And now we're friends with Andrew, the director.
Yeah.
And we're going to cover all the openings. So
That's amazing.
it's just kind of sparked a new kind of interest in getting out to see something.
Yeah.
Now, I did follow you, or I do follow you on Instagram.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of this image, or these images here.
Yeah.
We'd like to go up and see you in Taipei at some point.
Sure.
And I see you've done some sort of murals or some sort of commissions.
Well, I'm doing a lot of commissions right now. I'm not doing so much like gallery series work though.
Okay.
I intend to develop this
Okay.
more in the future. And I'm just busy with work and stuff.
Right, yes.
In terms of murals, Taipei's cool. Along the river, there's lots of places where you can legally just, go
Tag
paint.
something.
Okay,
Right.
like do graffiti and stuff like that.
Right.
So I'll do like spray paint murals a couple of times
Right.
a month or something.
okay.
Just because it's fun to paint on walls. You know?
Yeah. So maybe we could cover that
Yeah.
sometime.
Yeah.
So you've got 4 pieces here.
Uh-huh.
Is this the same character? It's different?
You know what? I wasn't thinking about it, but since octopuses can change their colors, I guess it could be the same.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking.
Could be.
So-
I didn't think about it like that.
Because it could be similar, yes.
Yeah.
And is this because of your marine biology background? They're just interested in this marine life?
Yeah, well, I do think the ocean's pretty important, and
Yes.
I'd like people to think about it more, and
Yes.
also think of the occupants of the ocean as more sentient than we give them credit for.
Right.
Because we kind of need the ocean.
Yes.
So if you can relate to the people of a place, then
Right.
you start to care about it more.
Right.
So that's a little bit of it, but I also just think octopuses are really interesting things.
Creatures,
Yeah,
yeah,
they're just
yeah.
cool. They just do cool stuff. you
Yeah.
know?
Okay.
And they just like I said, also logistically it gives you a lot of freedom to experiment with
Right.
shapes and things. So
Now, is this one having to do, there was something during one of the World Cups where some octopus said that Germany was going to win, and I don't know if you saw that story, like they were pulling answers out. Is this like kind of like chess pieces or shapes or something?
it could be. I just thought it was like basically an octopus in a toy chest kind of situation.
Oh, okay.
And so I just gave him like little stuff to mess around with, and that's kind of
And that's what came out.
That's
And
kinda-
I like how it's a different perspective. It's more of a kind of close up here.
Yeah.
You've got this one. He's got a bottle.
Yeah.
Leaning on a wall somewhere.
Yeah.
And then this one at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Is this coming out of a sunflower?
Yeah, like out of a sunflower, but also kind of coming out of a window.
Okay.
It's I think this one the story that wound up emerging, I guess, is that my ideas about octopuses is they're like very solitary creatures, right?
Right.
And so they like to do stuff alone, and there's a lot of and I myself relate to that as in being like a kind of a homebody. And
Right.
I spend like hours and hours just like painting and drawing, and
Right.
I don't really need to hang out with a lot of people. I'm
Right.
happy in my own
Right.
sphere, and I think that these guys are too. They're like tremendously curious
Yes.
and self-directed.
Right.
And so the deal with it was was that I wound up figuring out, okay, so there are positive and negative aspects to being like a solitary person, right?
Right.
And so thusly we have things like, I feel like this has a lot to do with like the curiosity, right? He found this toy, doesn't really know how to deal with it, but he's messing around, turns it into a hat,
Right.
And then this guy is one of the negative aspects where you get really depressed if you stay alone too long. You
Right.
actually do need to interact with people.
Right.
And maybe you could call this one something about, like just sitting around and like playing, like tinkering with
Right.
things.
With something.
Things like that, right?
Okay.
And then like you could look at this as like it's sort of like the counter argument to this, where if you
Right.
spend a million years alone, eventually you got to crawl out of your hole and like
Yeah.
get some sunlight.
And burst out and
Yeah,
get
and
back
interact.
to the world again. And is this a series of 4? Like, are they always together?
Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah,
did you
that's so
plan
far.
it? You planned it that way?
I plan to make 4.
Okay.
And I
You made
will
4.
also plan to make more
Okay.
later. But
And
right
that-
now 4 are done. And so
Okay.
4 are here.
And that leads to the next question. Are you
Uh.
working on one piece at a time, or do you have things sketched out and then you're working on?
So I have 3 to 4 sketchbooks
Okay.
for different situations going at any given time.
Okay.
I have one sitting on my desk. I have one in my backpack, which is mainly for lesson plans because I do teach art classes at high school.
Okay.
And then I have like this one in my pocket at all times,
Okay.
which is mostly for just like if I'm on the train, I'll just draw some people,
Oh, that's cool.
right? So you see people. Oh, that's pretty cool. Like just whoever's on the train.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and this one's always with me.
So you're always doing something.
Mm-hmm.
So if we did come see where you are working, would you have a couple of canvases going, or you'd like to finish one and move on to the next?
I have a bunch of ones that are. I have a few going, and I
Right.
have a few, quite a few that are unfinished, and I'm probably never going to touch again.
Right.
Because there was an expiration date on the
Yeah.
idea, you know.
Yeah, so maybe just paint over
they're
it.
hung up, and they just like occupy space. They're kind of cool looking, but they're
Right.
not like
Not.
gonna be anything.
Okay.
Or they at least aren't gonna end up being what they are currently.
Okay.
Like or relating to it.
Okay. And do you have anything else coming up? Another show, or you said you don't have any commissions right now?
Oh, well, I'm mostly doing commissions.
You're mostly doing commissions.
Let's see. So far, one of the commissioners said that they might want to throw like a reveal party for whatever
Oh, that'd be
commission I
fun.
did
Right.
for them, but I think that was just thrown out over drinks, so I don't
Right.
think it's.
So who knows
It's,
if it
it's
happens.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you do have another show, we'll be in touch on
Yeah.
Instagram, and we'd love to come up and see you. Maybe if you have a day that you're wanting to spray something somewhere, we'll
Sure.
go have a look at that. Again, this is your opening, so you've got to go mingle, and we've got
Yeah.
some yummy treats over here. So that is 7 out of the 10 artists at the spring show that we've met.
Sweet.
Jesse, great to meet you,
Yeah,
and
glad
thank
to
you so
meet
much
you.
for your
Yeah.
time. Very interesting
Absolutely.
and wonderful work.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
So we are going to have a look around and maybe get some snacks, and we'll see you on the next episode.